reaching for the same heights that they did achieve back then, and so far it's been pretty miss.
One of the other interesting slight twists to this map is that XIA have gone away from the classic XIA cringe comps, if you want to call it that. Moving away from the Yoru. Is that something that KRU will be expecting? This is a very standard composition though, so you've got to imagine KRU will be ready for it.
That is a huge amount of information. I'm pretty sure 3 players just got caught by the knife there.
Yeah.
And it's going to give a pretty good indicator that this A site is relatively open. There is, of course, still that Killjoy setup. Sushi Boys is going to be under a lot of pressure right now, but does not face the right way. Xeno just lays down the wall, takes him out easily done. A lot of damage at the end of the day, but this spike should be going down. Not too many problems.
Spike planted.
If Fox had decided to invest a second shock dart, that could have got dangerous. Huge amount of damage onto Klaus as he put the spike down, but this was just a free plant for KRU.
And these post-plant positions, incredibly difficult to try and break, but you can see all the players now. The top of Rafters going to be swinging out, trying to at least see if they can clean up a couple of these players, but the trades are just far too good currently for KRU with the spike down. Very difficult to try and collect these kills. A couple of them are weak, but the jump in right click, that'll do the job. Finish up the round, claim that pistol round, and
go for the FPX bonus buy as well.
Yeah.
So they've got a couple of ghosts out here, a couple of vandals as well. Strange to see Naxit being one of the players with the vandals when he has the headhunter available to him, but that's the way the KRU are approaching things.
See what they can do with these weapons. Now, Surf is holding close to the yellow box. Is he going to be able to play off of it with anybody? That fragment nade is absolutely torn him to pieces. He's already dropped down to half HP. Yeah. Not quite unable to really get a kill there before he was overwhelmed and swarmed. And at this point, good diligence being showcased by KRU, I think, just spamming on unnecessary angles. Enough of a gap as well to get that plant down. Nanoswarm will prevent it for but a moment, but with KRU's the last player left standing, at this point you're just thinking about GG go next round.
KRU are certainly not going to allow him to survive. Naxet moving his way forwards, and Nags now only thing. This looks like an enormous clash over towards the B site. Or do they decide to disengage after the 0 point gets broken?
A huge amount of players that might just be about to collide into one another. Tag, a bit of spam as well. Did they suspect the Surf's up there? What a flick! Mazzino. Our brains were linked for a second there. Josh is scary.
It's a nice play by Mazzino. He's been one of their most consistent players recently. But XIA are not giving up on it. KRU tries to go for the re-clear and gets caught by Kesnit. The trades are coming through very nicely for KRU there.
This is just sublime stuff from KRU. I mean, there's no gap in terms of how they're trading one another out. It's incredibly clean gameplay.
Spike planted.
Sushi Boys is left as the last player standing, a 1v3. Does have the Vandal. Only the half armor. That flash is going to be pushing him back as well. And time is going to be running low. Sushi Boys might have to take a couple of risks here. Knows where one of the players is at least.
Such a tough clutch.
Yeah, okay. Flash actually doesn't connect because of the Viper wall. Bit of anti-synergy there, but it is so oppressive just trying to get any sort of positioning onto the site. And as it ticks down gradually at this point, feels like Sushi Boy should just be giving this one up. Tries to take the fight anyway.
And in the back of all of
that missing was 2021 Berlin.
And KRU are the only team to have gone to every single global event.
And again, the trade is really, really great. You don't want to be taking that fight, not with the shorty in your hands. That's going to be a rough one. Yeah. You can see that the setup at the beginning of this round, a slow orb to punish anybody who tried to grab the orb. Fox was kind of lucky, honestly, to just get the one kill there, but waiting for this Viper wall to go down. It's a snake bite to try and delay. There was a Nanoswarm as well. You can see it just in the center of it, so that will delay on top of it, but at this point, it's just not good enough weaponry to...
Yeah, and Sushi Boys is dead as well, so that Nanoswarm left without...
Oh, of course, yeah.
Left without its master. Just a blob on the floor. And KRU looking like they're going to be very clean in this fourth round as well. Probably Surf with a shorty, but he's got nothing to stand up against it.
Yeah.
KRU absolutely dominant at the beginning of this map. And it's something else, I think.
Yeah.
XIA are going to be put in a tough spot now.
Surf now with the operator. Teammates to play with him. And he might be able to collect the one. The wider swing, though. That's Kesnit. He offsets the aim, the crosshair placement that otherwise would have potentially taken him down.
But look at that, they find the operator, they go straight immediately
Opposite
in the other direction.
Yeah.
Surf is such a carry for Xerxia, especially with those first duels. So getting away from him, massively important.
Respect being shown, but rightfully so. They have to wait out this utility though. Xerxia have a lot of knowledge, I think, that they are going to be hanging around this B main area. So they could set up for something, but with the null command popped off, no abilities to really stop them now.
And that's really good for getting the plant down. Zeno can put down the wall.
Incredibly deep. That's a Hunter's Fury from a pretty far off distance.
Oh, he just missed Mazzino. Both tags of the Hunter's Fury fly past Mazzino and allow him to get the plant down.
Yeah.
So unfortunate from Fox.
I think that was intentional from Mazzino though. He planted really deep there, closer towards the default spot, but into the back. That was a Nano Swarm. It's Mazzino falling.
And the defuse.
In between the defuse. Somebody needs to stop this. It's spammed out, but they can't do it. There's a wall in the way, and Xerxia just steal away the round.
And could invest that over towards B. Interestingly, they've got the pit and the operator in the same place here. And once more, KRU go for the same strat. Run away from the op.
Yeah, as soon as they spot that one out. There's a shot again, another miss here from Surf. Got the operator in his hands. Got to expect that he's going to be able to find some value, but okay. Xerxia claim the first kill as Kesnet falls. Goes across away onto the A side here, but still want to take these fights. You can see, still trying to ego this one. KRU gets another with the wall. Drops off one of the angles, but a bit of run and gun by Mazzino. That's a follow-up. The spray down. 2 on the round for him. He's evened it up now, 3v3.
Fox looking for an opportunity to get out, caught by XIA with the operator. And that pushes things very much in favor of KRU. Their post plants have been good so far. Obviously, lost that one retake. But KRU is down, the wall already invested in the round. Scary with a Viper's Pit. Could he get into a position where he wants to invest it?
It's incredibly risky. Oh my god, he's just...
Was that...
Letting it rip. Over the top there, onto the ropes. Skipping up, Mazzino.
But he's got a wall in front of him.
Yeah, the wall is such a problem. The snake bite into the corner, but he is being flanked. Every single position right now, even walking into his own snake bite. Claims the one. Under 69 health. Has to tap the spike now. Baits out of positioning. He knows where XIA is, but at the end of the day, just too much damage was already done. Yeah, really phenomenal stuff. In this angle, again. The drone to supplement it. A shot fired off. They know the opera's there. They try and triple face it. But XIA's so confident. Goes for the second.
What a good shot.
And why not? Was that full investment into this round by Xerxia? He's ripping them apart.
Everything that happens early in the round, KRU are responding to perfectly. Any aggression on one side of the map, they go and take a different part. Or in this situation, Nags destroys them.
They're just holding. Holding for now. The players are down. There is a res online for KRU if you wanted to wall off one particular area, but does still need to be watched.
The wall doesn't
wall
look
and the res?
good here. There are angles where potentially Nags could have found the kill again.
Going to be respected though, and I think that presence does imply that the A site is pretty free, so you can see they've already taken the space up. KRU aware of this one. Spike also going to start to get planted.
Only one segment of the wall broken here, and in fact, KRU break their own, which is going to help Xerxia a little bit. The wall that they've put down stops a late lurk coming through mid as well, so Xerxia have a good idea. This is just going to be a straight up 4v5 retake. No funning business.
It's really good. Post-plant setups though, and the protocol's there. Can Surf try and at least offset with his raw mechanical skill? Making his way into the site. The spam just goes wide there, and Klaus still claims a kill, one after the other. From the high ground position, scary. Oh, he's got a tremendous task ahead of him, and it's not quite enough.
Before, but he's going to be asked to do a lot more right here.
Looking like a fast setup play though, over towards B with a slow over the top. That's going to be dropping in front of yellow, so if there is anybody holding close into B main on the defense side, they can't quite leave the area as easily, but it's free. Of course, we know that. The wall is unconventional. This one's going to be blocking off that one side, but it is the half fight. You can see this deep push. 3 of the players on the side of Xerxia looking to try and take and claim some space. They were spotted though by XIA, so.
Including Surf, who's the only player that can really be dangerous right now with the Blade Storm online. But he was playing extremely passively.
I've got over the top. Deeper wall. really laboured in terms of just removing chunks of this one, especially when you don't have the weaponry. That knife catches onto Surf. No Blade Storm coming into this one. Mazzino playing again close to the wall. The setup is there, and he's just spamming away with the Phantom in play.
One enemy remaining.
Surf was going to be their hope there with a Blade Storm, but it's a prime game in Flawless.
And he's got the Operator again on the defense. I fear he's just going to end up being too static. And immediately they've identified where he is. Does it prompt the same response from KRU? Are they going to immediately pivot B?
They can see the money. They know that there's a possibility of him having an Operator, and yeah, they're moving. Opposite side of the map. That recon's good, though.
And this
might give some second thought, I think, to this push by KRU.
Possibly. But this seems a bit like a lesson in how to neutralize a star player. There is a possibility that Sushi Boys will just instantly use his lockdown to stop this hit coming through. But there's still a minute on the clock. That won't delay forever.
The drone's going to get hurt. They do have that set up. A lot of the Killjoy utility. The Nanoswarm to really deny that plan as well.
This is going to be a fake back to A. So Klaus going to use his utility here, a recon dart, to make it seem like they're going back towards A right now. And this should be timed with the B players going forwards. Surf, in fact, even getting tagged by the recon. And look at the B players moving forwards at this time.
Yeah.
Does Sushi Boys use the lockdown?
Has to be using it now, though. Nanoswarm's popped off. That is a kill.
Down B.
Bit of prior damage being done. I think that's
vulnerable.
The orb. Yeah, the orb coming up, I think, on top of it to apply the decay damage.
But they get the plant off for free.
It's not denied, even with the player advantage.
I mean, I say for free. Mazzino did die, of course, but giving up one player for the plant, getting post-plant positions, that might be good enough. Here comes the lockdown. Immediately, Klaus going to answer.
Hunter's Fury, though, on either side, I believe. Going to be utilized. Rips it across over the side there. Just on the side of Klaus, actually. Still this angle not being pushed off. Maxa just holding on the left side of yellow. Moving forwards once more. It's up to Cruz. Can he do anything else? The answer doesn't look likely. No one Kesnet is on the battlefield, and one after another. I imagine they walked away from the match against FPX. So there's a lot to learn. A lot of big learning moments for them.
And I think their game plan initially here is just great.
Yeah, clearly putting a lot into practice here. There was an early skirmish that was taking place there just on A, an exchange of damage. No one actually went down, but if you look at the money, again on the side of Xerxia, just been losing round after round.
Yeah, they're in the bin right now.
It is pretty horrific.
And from the Xerxia players' POV, they'll be thinking, why can't Kesnet whiff like that when we've got rifles?
Like this re-clear of space there by Xerxia. They have been spotted though. Zeno just trying to narrowly avoid any sort of damage by looking down, a swing close, but it is being covered once more. It's just far too clean. The KRU players always covering for each other.
These fundamentals are excellent. Absolutely excellent. And that's something they couldn't get together against FPX. They still played well against FPX, but they had some of the worst trading I've ever seen. In this game, though, the game plan is perfect. The KRU players all supporting each other, and Xerxia just can't find a gap anywhere.
It's just pure domination. Scary's left with just that stinger, and probably no opportunity to even die to the spike. As much as he might want to try and hug the wall here and see if he can stand within the explosion. There are so many players waiting for him on the other side. If you look at that mini map. Josh, is it too late at this point?
It does bear mentioning, Bren. You know, you're bringing up the idea, is it too late for Xerxia? KRU were up 9-3 against FPX and lost the map.
That is true. Yeah, definitely a definitive struggle, I think, for KRU to close out that map on Icebox.
But there is a bit of a difference between FPX and Xerxia. You know, one
oh no,
arguably not going to be disappointed to watch the darkness retreat.
Sure, yeah. If you're trying to save the stinger into the next, I mean, that's just not ideal. KRU slowed this round down again. I mean, this has been par for the course, I think, so far.
And once more, there's a piece of aggression from Xerxia.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's been... Ooh, not quite red again. Surf finding a first kill. Haven't said that very often.
No. It's a big opening. I'm curious, there is a Resurrect online for Mazzino. Do they want to try and reclaim that space and get the res? It looks like he is working his way back over to that area, and the space hasn't been held. There's a player of Boiler. I'm curious, do they have an angle from there? Not quite.
Not quite.
No, it's too far deep.
And Xerxia look like they're trying to make another play happen, but are undecided on where they should be going and what they should be doing.
Yeah.
There's nobody holding aggressively on the A side. As the null command comes through, this is going to have to be Fox standing tall.
Tags onto Sushi Boys, who was in mid as well, so all this Killjoy utility is useless. Quick break on the wall, though. It's necessary, and Fox is covering it. This time, it's looking slightly better. They're fighting before they get a chance to get in! Delzik, an absolute menace! Quick whip around with the rifle, and somehow he walks away with 2 in a round before eventually going down. Pre-fire there. Sushi Boys has got to come up with something more.
And this is so difficult. KRU have tons of post-plant utility still. Kesnit with the fragment grenade, Klaus with 2 shocks.
It's the order utility coming through now with the Guardian.
Well, there go the shocks.
Okay. Tip-tap. There's going to be the Viper's pit drop down. Spray transfer not quite connecting, but down to that 1v1 and across the ropes. Pure silence. Jumps straight into the pit, and Scary manages to win it.
Huge clutch for Scary. He's so good for them in those situations.
See if Xerxia can claim this final round, maybe get that third on the board at the half, and again that clash over towards B-men. We've been seeing this from time and time again, and the kills flooded one after the other. But it is just a cacophony of bullets one way and the other, down to that 2v3 now. KRU, that player disadvantage, not a situation they've been in many times so far in this half.
No, the trading has always favored KRU. This is the first round where it has not. Can Nags bring them back? Or are we going to see another 9-3 half and the potential for a curse?
Instantly, Delzik is taking risks. Just contacting, using his own Viper wall, waiting for Nags to get in position, but it is being watched for.
Is it winnable with pit?
Duel though, yeah, he's got the pit online.
Hunter's
Fury.
Fury.
Spike. He's baited out the Hunter's Fury. He's
It's
played
too
this
late.
pretty well. 45 seconds in a round with his plant. Looks like there's nothing to try and offset it. Have to prevent it. And now with the spike down in the pit, this is more than winnable in a 1v2. Delzik doesn't have the best weaponry for it. The Vandal's going to be revealing his position with the tracers, but look at that! The intelligence plays outside the pit. A singular angle, and he's working his magic, weaving in and out. The pit will fall, drops it intentionally, a tap at a spike, and Fox is left wondering, where is this guy at? Where is the positioning being played? And now they're aware of each other. All dropped up, 52 health on the name of Delzik. And what does Fox choose to do? Sticking it, sticking it, sticking it, sticking it, all the way! And it's ice cold to get the third round in the half. Of their recent loss on this map against FPX.
The positive side here is that Surf on the attack is going to be much more difficult to avoid. You can't just keep giving him all the sights and running away. He's here and he's forcing fights.
A lot of damage being done to Mazzino, but he heals himself back up, and Kesnit was covering that one angle on Belt. Surf is removed so early on, your star player just being shut down over and over and over again, and as you try and gain any sort of ground, guess what? Mazzino's there once more. The rest of the squad just taking positioning and taking the round. A Prime game in flawless on the pistol.
First kills.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like a top 3 first round carry. The first kills are normally flooding in from this guy, and if he doesn't deliver them, other people don't. And he's just getting picked off first constantly, every round.
Time and time again. Made no mistake as well, it's been difficult for Surf to find any sort of value. Every time he was spotted out, KRU were avoiding him.
Yep.
Complete opposite side of the map that was being played on the other side of the half.
And even if they do take the fight, there's multiple people he's fighting against.
Yeah.
The KRU teamwork and support for each other is looking excellent.
It's just been so good from top to bottom.
This is a classic Foxy play.
Yeah.
How many times did we see Fox behind somebody, trigger discipline
How
against
the bloody
XIA?
hell
He's
is
done it
Lodge
again.
playing here? 1-2, shots rattled, but the quick whip around. That's Delzik.
I've seen that before.
And he wants to take the fight anyway.
Spike down B.
Right into them. The right click not quite doing the job. In fact, it is cleaned up, but down to 30 health. That recon dart, that was a bit of a spanner into the works, doesn't it? In terms of them wanting to get that plan down.
Last player standing.
Oh, the spam through the smoke. Kesnit mops it up, and it's 11-3 in the... This one would be much more of a challenge. KRU going for a bit of aggression over here.
Up close and personal, just trying to take the fight. Kesnit was so unaware.
I think he whiffed his flash. He got panicked and threw his flash into his own face there.
Yet still the trade comes through.
How on earth do they get that?
I mean, they're working with ghosts.
but the trades are just so well set up by KRU.
And every single player that Xerxia lose is looking more and more dire for them. They've invested with the weaponry, the angle's being watched for. KRU's slight whiff at a shot there. Tag with the drone. Naxed is in trouble. He's being swarmed from multiple different angles. How is he getting away with it? And he's still here. He will not be removed from the yellow box, man. Sky finally going to be evacuating there with a rendezvous. Going to be respecting him a little bit more, but not before he's just made it so much more expensive.
So much utility. 2 players. And Nags holds his ground and gets one. He has made this bonus round extremely winnable here for KRU. And it's again Fox trying to get himself into a ratty spot.
Over the top. Fox is lucky not to get traded there. The position wasn't quite there for any sort of swing.
30 seconds
It's
left.
the one, but it is a little bit all over the place right now from Xerxia. It feels almost just uncertain of the way they want to approach this round.
They're worried about being swarmed.
There's 20 seconds left.
The spike is not down.
No. But they're baiting and forcing out the fight anyway. Will allow them to get that spike down. Fox has to find the right angle, but he's just not got the right crosshair placement. Weaponry now in the hands of the opposition. KRU, this is a 2v2. Entirely winnable for them right now with Klaus and Mazzino on the battlefield. And look at Mazzino. This is planted in a very deep side angle. The Nano Swarm will push them off, but he's already got half on the defuse and still. Kill goes down onto Klaus. One shot being found, but it's a doubled up position. Just crouch to the side. Scary returns the fire.
A lot of half armor out there. A fast take of B as Surf looks to try and fight this one. Recon dart broken early as well, so they're not aware that Nags is hidden in this corner.
There's no good information here. In fact, with the drone.
Delzik breaks the drone as well. Delzik is just breaking every piece of utility so that Nags can
punish?
fight.
You can feel the pressure. The players, Fox's shock dart just goes right up into his face, and the recon dart is a swing into it. KRU's teamwork is just impeccable.
Look at the difference in how they're using and breaking
No
their
one's covering
opponent's
yellow, by the way.
utility.
No one's covering yellow.
It's all falling to pieces for the Thai team.
It's just scrambling for an answer in all of these rounds. You know, with the jiggle peek, knows that the positioning is there, knows that they could be pushed up, but actually, crosshair placement. Oh, how are you getting away with this? You should not be getting away with 2 kills there, ever, ever.
What a brilliant outplay, though.
I have the spike.
Mazzino's movement and spray control with the Phantom is otherworldly at times. I swear he always turns up on Icebox too. His Icebox Sage is
30 seconds
next
left.
level.
What a
And
difference maker he's been.
This map is over. Scary is not going to pull out
done,
a
man.
1v5.
It's done.
That's a prime gaming flawless on round 16. Breaking. If the story of these 2 teams has been somewhat similar throughout 2022, both desperately reaching for that former glory, it is certainly KRU that are doing the better job of it here today. But that first death on Mazzino is going to neutralize one of the best candidates. 0 Point finding all 5 players, though.
5 players. I mean, how often do you see this? And it has just devolved into chaos. Pandemonium onto the site, but it's eventually going to get given up. So Xerxia will have control of the site. The spike start to go down. It's going to be no commando. It's going to be ripping through waves.
And the flank as well.
And this flank is everything. Naxed trying to find a line of sight angle onto one of these players. Fox is in a lot of trouble, but they are just timing in each other. And he misses it to spray down, eventually claiming that kill.
And the noose is tightening around Xerxia here.
Yeah, the players have got to start to feel the pressure.
Last player standing.
So eventually will fall, not before he gets to 1, and the spray just can't find itself. That is going to be the round there for KRU with the retake. It's just too clean. The layers upon layers of their game plan. They came to Icebox more than ready, and Josh will be mentioning it. 2021 was a peak for both of these teams, and KRU are eager to try and reach the same heights.
Yeah, for KRU, they are desperate for another scalp, another playoff run, another moment of that LATAM magic. And they're not content watching Leviathan do it. No. They really still want to prove that they've got it in these games. And I gotta say, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Brandon. The game plan coming in here was fantastic. The way that they adjusted to every piece of information that they got was amazing. The teamwork was on point. The individuals from people like Nags, who doesn't always step up at the global events.
Yep, Mazzino.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful map.
They came here to
from
play.
KRU.
clearly a ton of learning moments, I think, off of their last match. Put it right into this one.
And remember that they were playing against the winners of Masters Copenhagen. A lot of people thinking, you know, KRU didn't look too hot in that game or whatever, but they're playing against some astoundingly good competition. And I think this game is showing that there's a difference, at least on Icebox. A very sizable difference here between these two teams. The question is whether it extends forwards into Haven. And that is a map where, you know, we've seen